94 WYSP, the Rock you grew up with. I've had the pleasure of saying this a couple of times in the last few weeks. A character, a gentleman that you guys and I also grew up with. His name is Alan Ruck. How do you do, sir?
Hey, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to... Now, Metro is beside himself that you're here, and he's only 25 years old, and you're... I hope this doesn't come off
You
rude.
guys have cool nicknames.
I don't have...
Well, give me a nickname.
You know what? It's so...
Okay, I'm Goose. For the rest of the interview, I'm Goose. No, it's not
you
cool.
want to be the dead guy from Top Gun?
Okay, not him.
Yeah,
not him.
don't
Yeah,
be
you're right. Okay.
Be one of the characters.
Okay,
that
scrap
lived.
it. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. But that's funny that you should say that. I've done whole segments on I've never had a nickname, and people have called up and given me them so I wouldn't feel left out, and they won't stick. I'm just Danny. I can't.
Yeah.
I want to be Ace so bad.
Ace.
Or Fast Eddie or something like that.
Spike.
We've got a Spike here. What are you, psychic? Spike does the show after this one.
So you got Rock Hard, you got Metro, and you got Spike.
Yeah.
And you're Danny.
And Danny.
Yeah.
God, I feel out of it.
But you're the douche.
No, I'm not. I think one person has ever called me the douche on the street. Anyway, let me tell you this about Alan Ruck, and I certainly hope he takes no offense, but you are probably best known from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, correct?
That's true. That's not a lie. That's a truism.
Okay, so, but you've done so much stuff. I got your bio right here, but you played Cameron Fry in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and the second they told me you were coming, can I just say you did a great job?
You're allowed to tell me that.
And one of the greatest movies ever. Absolutely ever.
I see, and he's 25 years old.
I'd
man.
geek out over
He was
Ferris
one.
Bueller's Day Off.
That was Metro, everybody.
Yeah.
That was Metro who
The
said
swing
that.
bada swing bada.
We used to say that in my neighborhood when I was a kid.
Did you
growing
really?
Up. Well, the nasty kids on the nasty ball teams, we were always like the little wimpy, sorry kids, and then the mean kids that we would play in Little League
Right.
would, they'd be out in the field just saying swing, 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 swing. He can't
So
hit, he can't hit, he can't hit.
You did that?
Yeah, Hughes said do something.
Well, dude, when people were playing Little League, I was busy being Danny Partridge, so I don't
didn't.
know anything about that.
Yeah.
I thought everybody did that. I thought that was a Little League thing that all Little League teams did. Hey, bada.
Well,
I got that from you?
The nasty kids. The nasty kids do.
How weird.
Us sportsmen like losers were.
And I was an adult. I was 25 when this movie came out, and I assumed all people said that.
Well,
wow,
some do.
That's really
Some do.
weird.
Broderick and I had been doing Biloxi Blues on Broadway together, and I had auditioned for John a couple years before. He originally was going to do The Breakfast Club first, and then he met Molly Ringwald in Chicago, and he put Breakfast Club on the back burner, and he wrote 16 Candles for her in a weekend. Because he was so taken with that girl that he was like, this girl, I got to make a movie for her. So that happened. So I had met John some years before in Chicago. So I go in and I audition for the casting people and the ladies, and then they brought me back to read with Matthew. We were already friends. We'd been on the road together in a play
Apparently,
for a year.
Again, having no acting ability, I've never been on a real stage with a real actor. But apparently, what I've heard is that's one of the most tight bonding experiences ever, being on a troupe.
Yeah, you become family.
Right.
You become family. And you love each other, you hate
I've
each
heard
other,
that.
or both.
And I've heard there's a great deal of sex, especially in musicals.
Matthew and I never got around to
No,
it. But,
wasn't my implication, but
it was
joke.
it was only 9 months. It wasn't that long a run,
Well, we should say that the reason why Alan Ruck's here in Philly and here with us this morning is you're actually like filming a movie in Philly right now, right?
I am. There's a movie being done right now called Booted, and it was written by a guy named Derek Lindemann. It's being directed by Sean Paul Costello. Let me give you some names. These are all local fellas, and they're doing a great job.
These are all Philly guys?
They're
right?
all Philly guys,
you know
right?
what? That will really help you in Philly. This is one of those towns.
Yeah.
You know how living in L.A., nobody gives a rat's ass because nobody's from there?
Yeah, I know.
Philly really likes people from Philly.
I understand.
I was born
so
there.
we got Tommy Avalone. He's a producer. John Guarneri, Frank Vane, Joe Garifo, Jake
Aren't
Matthews.
these guys a gang? I know these names.
Yeah.
Is there a Thumbs, a Milano in there?
It's called the Cinema Gang, and they will kick your
Yeah,
ass.
I believe it.
Yeah. But anyway, so these fellas are putting together this movie, and they thought of me. So they sent the script to my agent in New York, and she sent it to me, and I read it, and I thought it was really funny and charming, and there's a great part for me. And I said I'd do it.
Okay, but the producer, who I pointed out is named Rock Hard, You didn't know that, right?
No.
know
I
him as
certainly I don't know that I'm going to accept him by that name until I get the story behind it.
I've asked a million times. There's no great story behind it.
It sounds a little scary.
Didn't it?
It sounds a little bit like the way I felt about this microphone wobbling up and down. I don't know.
He's in the room right now. You can just shout. Didn't it used to be Rock Hard Killer?
Yeah, it's a karaoke name.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there you go.
So your producer's
okay.
insane.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not really a bad quality in a producer.
That's true.
Right.
Dude, it's not a bad quality in radio. Hello. But you also, I don't know, this is how good you were in Ferris, because this is one of my favorite shows. You were in Spin City for 6 years, right?
Yeah, I did that.
That kicks ass, man. That's a nice run.
I had a ball on that show. I made friends for life on that deal. We all had to audition for Michael J. Fox, to sort of make the final cut. And
God,
we all
you never
we
get
all,
that kind of power as an actor.
Well, not anymore. Yeah, but I mean, at that time, they wanted to be in business so bad with Michael J. Fox and Gary David Goldberg again, because they'd done Family Ties together. So they had casting approval, and we all share a similar twisted sensibility because Michael sort of picked us. He picked his playmates.
Cool. Okay,
right? So we're all bent, and so friends for life, and I'm still in touch with most of those guys.
I have a small connection because it says you're working with Charlie Sheen as well. Maybe you are psychic because I have a connection to almost everything you've done and said today. Michael J. Fox played me by name wearing a bright red wig on Saturday Night Live, and he just ran around killing people. And the other cast, which was people like Todd Bridges and Dana Plato and people like that, his opening line, somebody said to him, "Hey, Bonaduce, why are you always killing people?" Because I was kind of on a crime spree that year. I think it was like 91. I committed like 8 felonies that year. So Michael J. Fox actually played me. And I happened to be in New York the next day, and I walk into a restaurant, and there he is. So he's just played me as a guy who walks around killing people. And, of course, I'm in the newspapers for committing felonies, and I dress the way I dress, and I have all the rings on all my knuckles. And he just goes white.
Oh, no.
I mean, literally, you can see he's terrified. He was so terrified that I didn't even give it a chance to play out because I thought it'd be kind of funny. He looked so scared that I immediately from across there went, "Dude, that was hysterical." And I walked up to him and he went, And on the flip side, I went to jail with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
So let me just thank you for bringing me everybody of every age. 25, we're our whole demographic right here. He's 25, I'm 50 years old. We both went, "Wow, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he's coming in? That's awesome." So thanks for the memories, man.
Thanks,
They're
buddy.
good ones. I really do appreciate it. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. We've been talking with Alan Ruck. He's doing a new movie in town called Booted, and we will promote it when it comes out. But that was just very cool talking to him. This is 94 WISP, the rock you grew up with.
Rock Hard Killer.